So a business owner, his business owes £200,000 in debt. He doesn't know where to turn. In addition, he's got a director's loan account that's definitely going to bite him on the arse. We've had this inquiry in an hour ago. Me and Shaun are going to dive into it now, just so you know what happens behind the scenes at Director First when we're working tirelessly to try and advise you guys on what to do, what not to do, and how to make sure your legs don't get blown off in insolvency. Shaun. So, mate, we have had this inquiry come through about 20 minutes ago, and the guy has spoken to a couple of insolvency firms, which we like. It's a big decision. Please don't jump into bed with the first insolvency advisor you meet, even if they do seem nice. Shall we dive into it? What's going on?
So this guy is, he'd actually spoken to, he were very close at the back end of last week to sign there and then.
Okay.
And again, he's found us on YouTube and he wants a second opinion on it all.
Okay, good. So shall we dig into it, mate?
Yeah. So creditors. So this guy, he sent us everything. So HMRC.
Yeah.
So VAT, 61 grand.
Yep.
PAYE, 10 grand.
Okay.
Corporation tax, 88 grand.
Okay.
And then we've got a couple of just suppliers. So we've got one supplier that's 33 grand.
Yeah.
And then there's another two suppliers, one at 500 quid, one at 900 quid. And then we've got rent.
Okay.
10 grand with
cool.
rent.
Right. What else do we know about the inquiry?
So there's a load. We've got a load of stuff that's personally guaranteed as well.
So the director has took on, I'm just going to pull their accounts up now. The director has taken, now I can also see here, they've not done their last set of accounts.
No. Yeah.
They've probably got 18 months worth of accounts that need to be brought up to date so we can understand the the full picture of what's going on. Do we know where the pressure's coming from off these
HMRC.
People? Okay.
Yeah.
So they need to be really mindful that they've got fairly big directors' loans, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's overdrawn. So what are the figures they've
So
got?
there's three directors. So director one, it's got 121 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Director two has got 84 grand. Director three has got 60 grand.
Do you know why I think they may be inaccurate? Because their accounts aren't updated.
Yeah.
So let's say that those figures are correct, and they look pretty similar on the balance sheet to these accounts in October 23. Now their big problem is if they've continued to take money out of the business, in their head is like dividends, but they're clearly insolvent. What directors forget is, we're all told to take money out of the company, salary, £1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Chop it up in a dividend.
Yeah.
But these guys don't know it. I'm guessing they're not good with management information, otherwise they'd have sent it to us. But if you're not making a profit, you might not be able to take a dividend at all. Yeah. And if these guys are insolvent on a balance sheet basis and a cash flow basis, they've not been able to pay HMRC since at least 2023.
Yeah.
Well, you can't declare a dividend from a company that's become insolvent. So I think these directors' loan accounts have gone up.
Yeah.
So really, what would be next actions on this? What do you think they should be doing?
They need to get up-to-date accounts done, because you need to see what you're looking at. I mean, we need to see what the director's loans is for each one. So saying that, we need to find out if they use any accountancy software, and if they do.
Okay. Do we know what outcome they're looking for at the moment?
They want to close. They want to close.
So do they want to just liquidate and walk away, or do they want to start again?
They want to start again afresh. They want to close this company and just rebrand, reopen up.
Okay.
So, but again, we need to look at everything first, up to date, don't we? As of today.
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost sort of say, obviously, to be in line with the fiduciary duties, they need to get up-to-date accounts. But from a personal protection point of view, the key thing I'd be asking is, like, what have you got to protect here? Because these directors' loan accounts, I mean, the reality is, if you've got nothing to protect, you don't hold any personal assets, well, it's very unlikely that an insolvency practitioner is going to make any type of recovery. It's when people have a lot of equity in their homes, or they have a lot of savings, or they have buy-to-let properties, that's where these things become really difficult to solve. Because an insolvency practitioner, once you appoint them, their job is to try and get this money in on the director's loan. Because, you know, you look at this, it's quite clear to see if they hadn't have withdrawn all this money, the business wouldn't be in as big of a mess. But I mean, this business is, from what we can see, it's been insolvent for such a long time. I mean, look at all the personally guaranteed debts. And it sort of paints a picture, doesn't it? If a director's continue to take on debt that's personally guaranteed to keep the business going, like they almost stand to, well, 147 grand's worth of PG debt. So they stand to lose a lot by this business going through an insolvency process. So I think we need to find out what they've got to protect. If they've got a lot of equity in a house, this is going to be a big problem. Because the insolvency practitioner is duty bound to try and recover some of those funds to distribute to creditors. But there's 147 grand's worth of personal debt here as well. So maybe once we get into the nuts and bolts of it, we're definitely going to need some more information on this one. What else is jumping out at you?
The personal guarantee stuff. You know, some of the lenders on there. There's a lender on there that they always jump out to me.
And we're not going to name them.
No.
Okay. So with personal guarantee debt, because that scares the life out of loads of directors. They've signed a personal guarantee. Can we just explain to them what you would advise somebody who's signed a PG? What are the options?
Well, whenever it comes to a personal guarantee, I always do the intro to Gary. I always bring Gary into it because he's always best to advise it. He's really good at that. But essentially with personal guarantees, and depending on your situation as well, but you can always restructure them over a period of time. But you've got to talk to them. You know, ignoring them, not speaking to them, makes it 10 times worse, doesn't it? Because they don't know what the situation is.
So the key thing with PGs is if you're going through an insolvency process, you've got to have a plan to deal with those PGs post-insolvency. And we can talk to them about that, but obviously we'd introduce them to Gary White, obviously.
Definitely.
Anything else on there jump out at you?
Not really, it was just them with a personal guarantee. Obviously the director's loans, again, HMRC at that level they're at a level where they could act upon that straight away.
HMRC will wind them up, won't they? And here's the problem: if HMRC wind the business up, you're going to get investigated by the official receiver. Now, even if you do it voluntarily, there's still an investigation into the conduct of the directors. But given the two options, you've always got to go down the voluntary route where you can do. Because if you get forcibly wound up, your conduct as a director's question. Because once you become insolvent, can't pay your debts when they fall due, liability is more than the assets. Your responsibility as a director are to minimise damage to creditors. So if you get wound up, one of the first things they can say is, well, you're not really fit to be a director. So anyway, just come in 20 minutes ago, so it was interesting while Jen was filming. This is how we look at things like that. So hope you found the video useful. Any questions, drop it in the comment section below. Thanks for your time. Goodbye.